In 2006, Amazon took a bold step that completely changed the world of technology. They launched Amazon Web Services or AWS with a simple idea. What if businesses could rent computing power and storage over the internet, just like electricity or water? Now, it might sound very obvious today, but back then it was revolutionary. Before AWS, companies had to buy expensive hardware, set it up, maintain it, and they still faced challenges if the demand suddenly increased. With AWS, businesses could scale up or down instantly, paying only for what they used. This marked the true beginning of modern cloud computing as we know it today. Today, AWS is not just a service, it's the market leader in the cloud space, powering startups, Fortune 500 companies, governments, and even global platforms you use daily like Netflix, Spotify, and Airbnb. AWS alone commands nearly one-third of the global cloud market share, which is more than Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud combined. But why is this important for you? Because as cloud adoption grows, so does the demand for AWS professionals. According to recent reports, India is facing a major skill gap. By 2026, the demand for cloud computing professionals could be almost 60% higher than the available supply. That is why in this roadmap, I will guide you step by step covering the technical skills, services, projects, and certifications you need to become an AWS cloud engineer. I will also share some free resources in the end to help you get started. So let's get started with this No BS AWS roadmap for 2025. Step 1 is core technical skills. Now before we directly get started with AWS, you need to understand some basics as these are your building blocks of cloud. Start with Linux commands. Since most AWS workloads run on Linux, knowing navigation and basic commands is a must if you want to clear interviews and actually work on servers. Then move to networking fundamentals like IPs, DNS, request response cycles, security groups. These are core concepts, and without them, troubleshooting AWS might feel difficult. Add some basic Python programming to help with scripting and automation, which would also give you an edge in projects and interviews. And finally, learn virtualization because it's the foundation of cloud computing itself. Once you understand this, AWS services will make much more sense. Spend 2 to 3 weeks here. It'll help you understand AWS better, making interviews and hands-on practice way smoother even if you're a beginner. Once the technical concepts are clear, we move on to step 2, which is cloud and AWS fundamentals. Now, this is the time to start developing an understanding of what cloud is, what cloud computing means, why businesses are using it, and the key benefits like cost savings, scalability, and speed. So we start with the fundamentals of cloud, like how virtualization in the cloud works, then understand three main cloud types: public, private, and hybrid. We also get familiar with the big three cloud deployment models, that is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, PaaS, that is platform as a service, and SaaS, that is software as a service. After this, start exploring AWS global infrastructure, regions, availability zones, and edge locations. Understanding this will help you make smart architecture decisions later on. Now that we understand the basics, it's time we move forward with setting up our free tier AWS account, explore the console, and get comfortable with dashboards like EC2, S3, and IAM. And then we also get an overview of the overall layout. This step is important as it provides you with the vocabulary of the cloud. Now, completing this step could take another 2 to 3 weeks. The next step on our roadmap to becoming an AWS cloud engineer is learning the core service domains of cloud. This brings us to our step 3. This is where your AWS journey really begins, with understanding the building blocks that hold everything together. This foundation is made up of 4 core pillars: compute, storage, networking, and security. These pillars define how your applications run, how your data is stored, how resources communicate with each other, and how everything remains protected. Once you have a clear understanding of these, learning the rest of AWS will become much easier because almost every other service is built on top of them. Let's start with compute. This is your execution engine where your applications actually run, using services like EC2 and Lambda. Here you focus on learning EC2 instance types, AMIs, auto-scaling, and use load balancers to keep your application stable and handle traffic efficiently. Next is storage, which helps organize and protect your data through services like S3 and EBS. Make sure you understand S3 lifecycle policies, versioning, hosting, and EBS snapshots. A practical project here could be deploying a blog application on EC2 while storing files in S3, giving you real experience in managing scalability and storage. Then comes networking, which ensures your resources communicate efficiently. Learn about VPCs, subnets, security groups, and Route 53 for DNS management, and use CloudFront for faster content delivery. Once you're comfortable with networking, move on to security. Here you practice creating IAM roles with least privilege access, encrypt S3 buckets using KMS, monitor activity with CloudTrail, and detect threats with GuardDuty and Security Hub. Alongside these services, it's important to understand the AWS shared responsibility model, which clarifies what AWS manages versus what you're responsible for. You should also learn the well-architected framework, which guides you in designing systems that are secure, reliable, and scalable. This stage will again take around 4 to 5 weeks, but by the end, you'll understand what each service does, how they interact, and why they exist. You'll be able to confidently build resilient, secure, and scalable basic AWS systems. These are the skills that directly translate to hands-on experience and make you interview ready. So once your applications are securely connected, the next big challenge is managing data efficiently, which brings us to our step 4, databases and serverless architectures. Databases organize your data efficiently, while serverless lets you run code without managing servers or infrastructure. Here you learn RDS for relational databases, DynamoDB for NoSQL, which helps in handling data, while serverless computes with Lambda and API Gateway. A practical project is a serverless photo uploader using Lambda, API Gateway, S3, and DynamoDB, giving you real-world experience with modern cloud architectures. Learning all the skills we just talked about could take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. The foundational concepts and core services we have covered so far are enough to get you ready for the Cloud Practitioner certification. If you're aiming higher, you can start preparing for Solutions Architect Associate or Developer Associate, depending on whether you want to focus on infrastructure or application development. Moving on to step 5, infrastructure as code and monitoring. This is where you shift into DevOps and automation, thinking with services like CloudFormation, which lets you define infrastructure as templates, build once, and recreate anywhere, while CloudWatch continuously monitors metrics, logs, and alarms. Also learn AWS config for compliance, and you're now operating at enterprise-grade reliability with DevOps level practices. You can practice this by automating a full application setup with CloudFormation and monitor it with CloudWatch alarms. Completing this step, you're solidifying your solutions architect skills and moving closer to the DevOps engineer professional certification. And once you're able to automate your workflows, the next step is integrating them into advanced architectures. So moving on to step 6, where we discuss advanced architectures and CI/CD. Now we move beyond individual services and start designing production-grade systems and thinking like a real cloud architect. We will now learn to build multi-tier architectures and implement CI/CD pipelines with services like Code Pipeline, Code Build, and Code Deploy. And then we experiment with hybrid cloud setups connecting on-premise systems with AWS for larger organizations. A perfect project could be deploying a 3-tier web app fully automated with CI/CD. By this point, you're ready to position yourself for Solutions Architect Associate certification and be preparing for DevOps Engineer Professional and almost job ready with all the necessary hands-on experience required. And finally, once you've built the foundation, it's time to choose your specialization, tailoring your skills to the career path you want to pursue in the cloud. Finally, the last step for our 7-step roadmap, which is specialization paths. AWS is vast and your path can be tailored to your interests and career goals. That means whether you want to become a cloud architect, a DevOps engineer, a data specialist, or a security expert, AWS has specialized services and learning paths. If you like automation and streamlining workflows, specialize in DevOps. If security excites you, pursue the AWS security specialty. For data-focused roles, go with data analytics, and if AI system interests you, take the machine learning specialty certification. The goal of this step is to help you identify your area of interest, align it with the right AWS learning path, and start building expertise in that direction. And finally, as promised, some career tips and free resources to help you in your learning journey. Build your portfolio and showcase your work. What I mean by that? Upload CloudFormation templates to GitHub, record short demo videos of your projects, and share articles on LinkedIn or Medium. Add certifications to your profile, join AWS user groups, and participate in forums. This visibility will help you set apart and demonstrate your expertise. And now, some free resources. So, if you're looking to just learn and train, then AWS Skill Builder is a great platform. But if you are looking for creative ways to learn, you can do so through game modes by visiting AWS Cloud Quest. Here, you will be required to complete actual cloud challenges through games. And for the projects, we have workshops.aws, which helps you build beginner to advanced projects for free. And if you're a student or switching careers, AWS Educate will give you credits, simplified consoles, and a beginner friendly path. And right when you're ready to go deeper, well architected labs and ramp up guides let you practice real world architectures and follow role based paths like solutions architect, DevOps, or security. So, we have covered everything from absolute fundamentals all the way to specialization. Each stage builds on the last, combining concepts, certification, and hands on projects. Follow it consistently, and within a year, you'll have the skills, the portfolio, and the credibility to work confidently with AWS in real world environments. Remember, the goal isn't to learn every service, it's to master the right ones in the right order and prove your expertise with projects and certifications. So, that was all for this video. Thank you, and see you in the next one.